Today we are going to be making glazed meatballs with garlic mashed potatoes. Start by preheating your oven to 400 degrees while you mix 1 pound of thawed ground beef in a large mixing bowl with 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt, 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of ground thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of ground sage, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You will also add 1/2 of a cup of seasoned breadcrumbs, 1/2 of a cup of cut oats, 1 medium to large yellow onion finely diced, 1 large egg, 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce, and 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. You will hand mix until evenly incorporated. If it is a little on the wet side, add more breadcrumbs or more oats. And if it is a little on the dry side, you can add milk or barbecue sauce until it is more of a dough texture. Next, you will pull out a cupcake tin that has 6 slots. You will evenly distribute the meat mix into these 6 tins. It'll roughly be the size of a baseball, and make sure you get them as even as possible so that they cook evenly in the oven. Once you get all 6 of those made, you can go ahead and set a timer for 20 minutes and then get those popped into the oven at 400 degrees for that 20 minutes. Next, we'll move on to the potatoes. I like to get them to about 1/4 inch cubes. I personally leave the skins on. And you will add 5 diced potatoes to a pot of boiling water and boil them until you can stick a toothpick through and they no longer stick to the toothpick. It should be pretty easy to get the toothpick or the butter knife through and pull it out without picking up the piece of potato that you are testing. It takes roughly 10 to 15 minutes at my altitude to get them cooked. To those, you are going to add 3 tablespoons of melted butter or softened butter. You will add 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 2 teaspoons of salt. I personally mix mine in my KitchenAid. You can mix them in a bowl as well. Next, we are moving on to the glaze for the meatballs. You are going to add in 2/3 of a cup of ketchup and 1/3 of a cup of barbecue sauce. I use generic barbecue sauce, whatever you prefer. I suggest you use that. I also add in 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce to that mix. Make sure you stir it up so that it is homogeneous again, and then you'll go ahead and after the 20 minutes is up, pull your meatballs out and start glazing them. I suggest you probably pull them out of the oven so you don't burn your fingers like I do several times in this video. I add in a spoonful or 2 to each meatball and just make sure that it evenly coats the top. And then I make sure to spread it around, and they will go back into the oven at 400 degrees for another 10 minutes, or if it needs a little bit longer to get the glaze to thicken up, it can go a little longer. Once these come out of the oven, plate them up with a little bit of fresh black pepper and a little bit of the extra sauce, and it will be an amazing meal. Thank you.